We're up here at the crown of an avalanche that was triggered by a snowbiker in the Swan range. And what we're finding is that the avalanche broke or failed on a layer of buried surface hoar. And this surface hoar is sitting on a really stout layer of wind-packed snow that is then sitting on the 113 crust that is below that. But what we're finding is that layer of surface hoar. This slab failed. It was about 2 feet deep would be the average depth, and in areas up to 3 feet deep, and broke about what we're estimating to be about 700 feet wide. And some things that we're noticing that's kind of interesting about this is when we came onto the flank of it was that it was a fairly low slope angle, and how densely treed it was. So this is just kind of highlighting that to not use treed slopes as kind of a safety net, thinking that a slope is safe. Right here, this slope's about 40 degrees in steepness. Over there, I'd say it's in the low 30s or maybe 30 degrees in steepness. So if you're on or adjacent to one of these slopes where you can collapse this weak layer, these slides, looking at how high up the debris is on these trees and how far it ran, it would just be a real nasty ride getting dragged through all these trees. So here we're standing at the toe of the debris, and can't tell exactly where this rider was buried, but essentially what happened is what we know is that one of the riders was able to ride up on the slope, get to a ridge line, and it wasn't until the second rider on the slope that got up near the ridge and then triggered the avalanche. He was buried up to his neck with his head and arms sticking out, but luckily these people were using good travel protocol, and they only had one person on the slope at a time, which really helped, one, reduce the chances of multiple burials, but if the person did get buried, fully buried, there would be more hands on deck to be able to execute a successful recovery.
We thank the people involved and the rest of the community as a whole for sharing these kind of stories and what they see in the mountains. Visit flatheadavalanche.org to read the forecast and view observations from us and the public. Stay safe.